Hi, everyone on the internet.
Yeah. Oh, and then to add on to the insanity of all that, we babysat my 18-month-old nephew last night into this morning.
Oh,
I got up at 6:45.
yay.
That's why I'm
With
all
with the
perky.
time change, so you were up at 5?
No, no. I was up at 6:45. Like, so we changed the clocks back. Like, so according to my phone, it was 6:45. So 7:40.
Oh, okay.
He like slept in. I was like, yes.
Well, yeah, that was part of the thing that was freaking me out too. I was like, all right, so I thought it was 1 o'clock my time. Wait, was he taking into account daylight savings? I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Who am I?
Just the regular old time.
So I
Yep.
just had to make sure I sent out a text at 1 o'clock my time, just in case.
Yeah. Alright, you guys ready to, start this thing?
Yup.
Yes.
Blow this popsicle stand?
Hey, there's always money in the banana stand.
It's true. Like a dog, you were hungry. Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Over there's Knobs.
Hey,
And over there's the Hannah.
Hi, people.
Let's just
I
dive right
really
into
thought you were going happy, happy, joy, joy.
Oh,
Mm,
well,
no,
no. But
Do
there's...
kids even get that reference anymore?
No.
they do not.
I don't think they've ever rerun Ren and Stimpy.
And
It
for good
was there
reason.
for a while, and then it just stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and like Invader Zim, like the shows that like somehow magically got on that network,
Mhm.
and they just went, uh-oh.
Yeah. I get the impression the same thing happened to both of those shows, where
Yeah.
one of the executives watched it in like the third season and like, wait.
Wait, yeah.
Wait. Who put this on the air? We gotta
I
shut this
could-
down right now.
Yeah.
I could only imagine the meeting for Ren and Stimpy's like, dudes, there are way too many butts on the show.
Yeah. And now they're showing Adventure Time, which is all sorts of butts.
Oh, Adventure Time that's another weird show that I never thought would be on.
I can't
Nickelodeon.
believe it's been on the air so long, and I love it so much.
And no one's caught the joke yet.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
I feel weird, like I'm in on it, but I don't want to tell anybody.
No shame in it, love and Adventure Time. It's for all ages,
Yep.
and it has a lot of butts.
It is. I still think my favorite Nickelodeon show of all time still has to be Invader Zim.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just how that show even worked. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
How
Like
can you,
every
how can you do
episode,
this?
how did they get away with that one?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Oh man.
Because Yonan Vasquez could talk his way out of anything.
Clearly.
So, what did you guys play in your Game Slave 2s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wanted to let everyone know that a new episode of Picking Up the Pixels is out now, unless you're watching the live stream, and we're recording it right after this. So
And it would be up later.
stay tuned. All right, Knobs, what you been playing?
Hey, I played some Left 4 Dead 2 Monday Night Game Night. I got a W because my nemesis wasn't there.
Oh,
Just throwing it out
so
there.
you gotta block him, ban him,
Nah, I don't know. He just wasn't there that night.
blackball him.
Sure had some. No.
Distracted.
We don't blackball anybody. Just tell them we weren't having it tonight.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen. Everyone go offline.
Yeah, everyone appear offline. Maybe we can
Yes.
get away with it. Why are we doing this? Don't you ask.
Shh, 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 shh.
No, we had a great time. It was a lot. We had a lot of laughs this last week. Just utter ridiculousness. We probably had the best coordinated attack I think we've ever had.
Oh yeah.
It was Donnie, Tomsy, and myself. We were the threesome on the one side, and I think it was Nintendo, Ian, Urgent Fury, and I think Zero Tolerance. I think was the round out the fourth on that team.
Nice.
And we didn't make it very far on we played Dead Air. So you know that one spot where you go underneath the loading dock and go out that way through like the
Yeah.
offices and then go down to start the van.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we just barely made it to that van part, and we got to the baggage claim area where like all the conveyor belt stuff are, and Donnie was just getting pummeled. Like it was stupid. There wasn't like Tomsy and I were up top.
More like Zomzy, right, ladies?
Right there.
Hey.
Anyway, we were like up top, and we're sitting there. There isn't a zombie attacking us at all. Like, none to be seen. And we're like, Donnie, hey, guys, I need a little help. We look down, and it's just this mass
It's just a pile.
zombies. you just see the pile just creeping across his back line. And Tomsy and I are, we just start giggling. He's like, guys. I was like, Donnie, we cannot kill these things any faster.
I cannot help you.
I don't know what to do. Truck's on fire. But no, I think that round zombie, Tom. God.
More like
Tomsy and I killed 50 zombies apiece in that level. And that
Wow.
was, I guarantee you, 30 apiece were right there. That was insane. But anyway, that was leading up to it. By that time, we were getting kind of giggly.
Mm-hmm.
So the next round starts, and they blow right through us. So they're in the offices pretty easy, and I'm like sneaking up behind because I was a hunter and I missed my opportunity from that little hole in the roof.
Oh yeah.
So I sneak up to one side, and I guess Tomsy and Donnie are just following me. Like, I had no idea we had like covering corners going on. So I smoke Scott like out of nowhere, like way down the hallway, and pull him back into one of the offices. As he's crossing that threshold, Donnie pukes on him. Like, like perfect. So he comes through, and I'm wailing on him, and zombies are coming in. And then all of a sudden, someone comes back to something. Then all of a sudden, Tomsy goes through the door this way and catches somebody. So we held everybody up. And then someone shot a gas tank in front of them, so they pinned them back a little bit. But, oh, man. It was just, and from that point out, it was all laughs. We were just yucking it up.
It was a beautiful thing.
It was just one of those moments that, like, you know, even Scott's like, oh my God, that was really good. We had, it was a riot. It was a good time. Not just because I won, but we had fun.
That didn't hurt.
Yeah, that always helps. I played some more, I had a little throwdown on Saturday with Seven Hender, Heiko. Yeah, I started out of the gate hot. I won 9 straight rounds.
Jeez.
Wow.
I started off 3-0,
Hot like fire.
and then the wheels came off.
Oh man.
I lost 8 straight. 8 straight. And then I broke it, and then he won 2 more. Then I won a couple runs. Then I went on a run to 9. The final total, 30. I was 19 for 35.
Wow. Rough.
We played like, well, it's still, I mean, I ended up edging them out by 3 wins. But it's still, man, that game is just glorious. We ran into a little bit of lag towards the last couple fights, but I think we were both getting kind of like, I can't think anymore.
You can just blame Xbox Live.
It may not have actually been Xbox Live. It may have just been your brain.
Yeah. Literally.
It might have been. Literally, and the snozberries taste like snozberries. But no, we had, I mean, it's always just intense, and I mix up my fighting style a lot in that game, to the point where, hey,
He thinks you're lying.
I know he does.
Man.
Easy.
Calling
you're
you out.
you're supposed to cover me. Watch out, get some lens flare in your
His
face.
sauce is weak, bro.
But no, it was to the point where it was like, I think I got Brad Wong 6 times in 7 fights.
Jeez.
And I couldn't, it was one of those times where either that character's working for you or he's not.
It's nice to see that our famous fighting game random is still keeping alive.
Yeah.
Well, if one of us are involved, it's gonna happen.
Yep. Oh,
It's
you didn't
gonna
want to.
happen.
Oh, you want to play your least favorite character? Okay, you'll get him 10 rounds in a row. Great.
Well, no, or we call it the virtual fighter curse in this game, because the VF characters aren't really the strongest. They're cool in premise, but trying to get them to do any significant damage, because they have a lot of ring out style throws.
Oh,
where
right.
they don't really do any damage, but they just kind of trip you and push you that way.
Yeah.
Hopefully you fall off the side. No, in a game that doesn't have ring out, those are absolutely worthless.
A little bit
They're
rough.
as bad as they're as bad as Kasumi's no damage throws. Like the headstand, where she gets on your head and
Yeah.
just does that thing. That, I guarantee you, that thing doesn't have more than a 5% success rate that you're going to do damage.
Yeah.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
It's just dumb. Like, yeah, the potential's there, but you manage to screw it up every time.
Yeah.
Because that person, as soon as you get on it, they start mashing throw and kick you off real fast.
Ugh.
But yeah, we've had, I mean, just fantastic throws. We are so evenly matched, it's almost disgusting.
Hmm.
It literally is. Like, it's intense like that and rage inducing. Where it's like, no, I was throwing you. I don't know how in the world you pulled that off. And it's just,
And now you threw me off a building. Great.
now you threw me off a building. Oh, is signs come down on me? Why not?
Credits.
Why don't you just hit me with that pumpkin that just rolled on the screen? Because that happens. Good time though. I'd love to get more people in playing that. And
Yeah,
just
definitely.
experiencing that madness.
Nice.
And lastly, this week, so I only played 3 games. I finished Batman's Arkham Origins.
Oh, you finished it.
Yeah, I finished it, but my save file's at 39%.
Oh,
That sounds about right.
there's ample opportunities for side quests for a player to take advantage of.
Yeah, I'm done with this game.
How long did it take you?
I think my Raptor has me clocked in at 28, 29 hours.
Oh, well, that's not that bad.
It's pretty solid.
I can't play Crashman anymore. I'm sorry.
I don't know
I
what this
just-
is.
Crashman?
Yeah.
The game crashes so much as Batman.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow, I thought that was going to land a little bit better.
Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Yep.
Or
Thank you.
don't. She
I'll
doesn't
be here,
care.
I'll be here all week.
Try
I
the
could have
deal.
turned that around.
Try the field. It's great.
She would end up buying me drinks.
There you go.
Anyway, no, I mean, I finished the game. The game as a whole is really good. It kind of plays with the mythos of the Batman characters, but
P-Flux in chat said that pun crashed as bad as the game did. Heyo! Drop the mic.
yeah. But yeah, so I mean, no joke, this game crashed probably about 30 times.
Jeez.
Cool.
Easily 30 times. It was 2 to 3 times a sitting
Wow.
that it would crash. And it was every ounce of me just to keep going.
And you're playing on 360, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
And I thought there was supposed to be a patch last week, but no, that didn't happen.
Allegedly, it's coming this week. We'll talk about it in news stories.
Whatever. I'm done. I'm done with. I will not play this game again.
I'm
I
super
can't-
glad I waited.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't deal with it. I mean, the Riddler challenges are a little bit easier. They're not as maniacal as they were in Arkham City.
Are there still like 4,000 of them?
There's abouts, give or
Okay.
take 1 or
Give
2.
or take 2 million.
No. Yeah. It was. I mean, yeah, there was fun. A couple of them, I had a real hard time trying to even find them. Like, I think I maybe cleaned out 2 areas of actual like dead data packets.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I beat up all the informants. And Batman's kind of a D.
Yeah, he always sort of has been.
But more so in this one than any the other games.
the folly
Knobs,
is
like-
his parents are dead. I don't know if you know that.
You know what? They didn't drop it. You know what? I give the game credit. They didn't make that a huge focal point until probably 15 hours in.
Oh, that's not bad.
So it wasn't up in your face right away.
Yeah,
I know I went on that rant last week.
him
but,
being all emo.
But no, it never really grasped that until events go down at Wayne Manor. That a really good line from Alfred. I can't spoil it because it is probably the best line in the game.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm glad that Alfred's in it.
Oh, Alfred's in it a lot.
That's good. I
Nice.
always like Alfred as Batman's straight man.
A lot.
Yeah.
And again, this is the longest night of all time ever anywhere
Yeah.
because it takes place Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah. The
into
30-hour Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you're going to base your game in real time, at least make an effort to kind of maybe put a clock in the game
Yeah.
that just maybe arbitrarily turns the hours. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting here, it's like, man, I've been in this. Why is Gotham so dreary? It's like the Dark World. Like it's
Yeah. Oh, I was
it's-
reading the graphic novel Hush, Batman Hush, and it's Batman goes to wherever Superman's from,
oh
Metropolis, and their Batman is in Metropolis. I'm like, this is super weird. I don't like
Yeah.
anything that's happening right now.
Why is there color in my Batman?
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
I just got done reading The Long Halloween, which was outstanding.
Yeah.
That was great.
don't know.
Anyone that likes Batman should go read that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like Batman a little bit, but I can't find myself reading Batman. I just don't.
That was one of the first graphic novels that I've read of Batman that I really like, because it was a legitimate mystery. You know, it's the Batman investigating things and trying to figure out who's killing all these people. And I was like, well, that seems fun. Detective Comics coming back. I like it.
Whoa. Batman's a detective?
Yeah, he's
Allegedly.
allegedly, yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite thing in this game. The game mechanic of actually trying to solve mysteries and stuff. Well, let's see what the cops missed. Like everything's like, let's see what they missed. Like just
To see what
I'm telling you,
morons missed.
he was a D the entire game. I mean, almost like absurdly at all times.
Except for his BFF, Gordon.
No, not even close in this game.
Oh, is it still like the early days? Where...
Alfred. Oh yeah, Alfred asked, "Hey, how about you talk to Commissioner Gordon? Maybe you can get you some help." No,
And Batman's all, well, why don't you talk to Commissioner
no,
Gordon?
I need to do this myself. No.
Alfred,
Like,
my parents are dead.
I was waiting for that line at some point, but no, it wasn't there.
Alfred.
It was good. It was really good. The game itself, Bane was a huge character in this game.
Oh, cool.
Huge, and it made Bane more of a Batman-esque villain than just this raging monster.
Yeah.
Like it was really,
He was
really.
actually a character.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was every bit as important in this as he was to the Joker was to him.
Oh, cool. That's kind of
Like
nice.
it was really cool because most people don't realize that Bane was a super genius scientist.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think. Whatever.
I
Might be
mean,
making that up, but
aren't all comic book villains? And they fell in a vat of whatever they were testing with, and then Two-Face.
but it was really really good, and Bane was really sharp, like
Nice.
just really sharp with his whole character. A few of the boss fights were like rage-inducing puzzles.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
no clue on how to beat them up until like I literally had to look up 3 of them.
Wait until I talk about my Batman game. You got nothing on it.
I'm glad I waited on both of these now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that this game was bad. I mean, it was pretty much Arkham City light.
Yeah.
Is the way I would describe it. You're pretty much traversing exactly the same city.
Yeah.
I don't understand if I can grapple on everything. How come I can't get to the rooftops of some of these buildings? Because it'd be really cool to glide kick someone off of them. But
Yeah.
all in all, it was good. I was really excited to try the multiplayer because it sounded awesome.
It does sound really cool.
I don't know, Hannah, have you heard about it?
I didn't even know there was multiplayer in the game.
So the multiplayer is like this. You have pretty much 2 gangs. You're like Joker's gang, Bane's gang,
Okay.
James' gang, somewhere in there. And you're trying to hold points and earn points or stuff. But
Okay.
you have everybody's human control in the world. So all the thugs and all the guys in the gangs are all human controlled. And you have Batman and Robin running around just causing havoc.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they cause so much havoc, then the leader of your gang comes in, which is also player controlled, like the Joker or Bane, and then they start causing a muck on this. It just sounded like a perfect storm of madness.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had to experience. The second I went into it, it crashed, and that's when I bumped it out. I was like, you know what? I don't care how cool it sounds.
Taking the
gonna-
disc out, snapping it in half.
I did. I took it out, walked it downstairs, filed it. I'm done.
You have been filed.
I can't do it anymore. I just couldn't do it because it was, man, that one day, Saturday, like I played a session early in the morning, and it crashed 7-8 times.
Man.
Wow.
Like
That's
it was
not
it was to the point where just get up. It wasn't just like restart from the controller. Get up off of my chair, walk across the room, hit the R2D2 button.
Yeah.
7 times.
It's just such a shame because it seems like a really great game, and you seem like you really had a genuinely great time with it, and it seemed like this team had made the same game that Rocksteady had made before, which is to their credit.
Yeah.
And then that day one patch came out and just kind of crapped it up.
You couldn't tell this game apart from the other two by the way they play.
Which is good and bad.
And the look, too. It looked and felt like the Rocksteady games.
Yeah.
But
that's
the
such
crash,
a bummer.
the crashing was absurd.
Yeah. I just don't get it.
I feel terrible. I feel terrible that the game had to come out like that because it was really solid. The story is what kept me coming back into it.
Yeah.
The story was very, very cool, and
That's good.
the Blackgate level was probably one of my favorites. That was just insane. I think a couple of the fights, I think you really do jump into a 30 dudes railing on you battle.
Wow.
Like, it was intense. You're like, oh man, build this combo meter up, and the double takedowns. It was awesome.
Man, I'm excited to play City.
Yeah, City is really good.
Yeah. I think I have it on PC, too. That should look
everything
tasty.
fixed. It should look sick nasty.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, but I mean, like the Mad Hatter level is really cool. The run around the city and destroying drug vats and gun cases, and it was awesome. Just
It
running
sounds
around.
like Banjo and Tooie, where it's like I'm collecting these things and destroying these things, and I got a whole menu for 30 collectibles.
I really wanted to punch Nigma in the face at some point, but I couldn't get enough data to get into his little lair.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But other than that, like everything else was really, really cool. I did enjoy the game, except for this headache that I had to deal with the entire time.
Yeah. Man,
Literally the entirety of the game.
that's such a bummer. Hopefully the patch comes out and resolves all the issues.
Even landing my last blow on Bane in the last boss fight, it crashed.
Of course. I mean, why wouldn't it? After
That's
all
the
this
perfect time too. Yeah.
Awesome.
Like I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Anything else you played this week?
That was pretty much it.
Hannah, what you got?
I got like 2 games.
Oh, man.
It was a sad,
Oh.
sad
I've got
week
the
for
most
me.
games this week. That's messed.
Yeah.
That's 2 weeks in a row, isn't it?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
weird. What bizarro world is happening?
Responsibility, apparently.
Overrated.
Bingo. So I finally got a shotgun to Tunnel Man and Splunky.
Oh.
And I now have access directly to the ice levels. And guess what? Those are super rough.
Yeah.
Those are super rough, and they are not. There's nothing friendly about them. Like whatever algorithm they use to generate the levels, like I feel like they turn off the option where it's like, yeah, don't make it so high that the player can kill themselves dropping down.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
and
did forget 2 games. Sorry.
We'll hit you after we hit Hannah.
I know.
So
This just reminded me of that.
yeah,
For those of you listening at home on the audio version, it's a dog.
of course it is. So I can't find the exit in any of these ice levels without the compass. It's borderline impossible because they don't just like put it at the bottom on one side or the other. Sometimes it's a little further up, sometimes it's a little over to the left. So anytime you fall in the ice levels, there's just an open pit at the bottom.
Awesome.
You're just floating on random ice blocks in the middle of nothing. So you can't do like the calculated risk of like, I'm gonna jump, I'll take 1 damage, but at least I'll get to the exit. It's like, no, you're gonna jump and then you're gonna fall forever. And that's not
Splunky.
Forever fall.
You cruel
Yeah.
mistress.
Oh, of course it's.
Yeah. But I mean, this game's just getting absolutely brutal and mean, and
How many worlds
I
are
love
there?
it for it. There's 4, but there are special ways you can access additional ones.
Oh God.
Yeah. So
Like nightmare mode? Like what is this?
sort of. Yeah.
Great.
I'll have to see. There was a speed run I saw that literally hits every single one of them. Dude finishes in 6 minutes.
Oh my God. I don't.
Disgusting.
My brain can't wrap. What?
Yeah. I'll have to dig that one up. It was pretty impressive.
Wow.
The last game I played this week, though, because it was free on PS Plus, was Cinemora.
Oh, I started that too. I
Yeah.
forgot to write it down.
That game
Am
is
I-
awesome.
Am I supposed to care about the walls of text between the shooty bits?
Nah.
Is that some sort of story, or like, can I just
I
keep
don't-
shooting?
There is a lot of story in that
There
game.
is
Yeah,
a lot.
I can't bring myself to be like, I'm like reading it and I'm like,
In the
it's
year
like,
of
it's
our
like,
king, 2030,
yeah, it's like a dry history. It's like trying to read the
the
Silmarillion. It's like,
Huffalumps got bombs dropped on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Huffalumps.
yeah.
No, like I don't remember. Like I wonder if you hit the same wall that I did with the trash compactor. Like
No.
I couldn't get through it.
I've only played a little bit of it. I couldn't even tell you where I'm at this point. I
Are you
think I
playing
just.
that?
Oh yeah, of course. Why
It
wouldn't
looks
I be?
awesome.
It looks amazing.
It looks really great.
So I've hit the not really a wall, but I hit like Act 2 or like Stage 2 or something. I think I played maybe 2 hours, but it's really fun. I really like the slow down time mechanic. I like the way they handle the special weapons. It's not always just like a missile or a bomb.
Yeah.
It's
Some hot laser.
very cool. Yeah.
Or a shotgun.
Yeah.
I feel sort of weird at the beginning though because I don't necessarily understand when I should or shouldn't be using the time slow thing. I feel like they introduced that and they're like, okay, you can slow time. It's like for how
For what?
when should I not or maybe
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
No,
not
it's-
confusing. I just sort of use it whenever I'm like, oh, okay, I see the spaces, but my hands don't move that fast. That's really when I use it.
yeah.
That game's really, really fun. The boss fights are fantastic.
Yeah,
Oh,
bosses
did you
look
fight the
great.
train yet?
The what?
The train.
Oh yeah, I fought the train.
The train is awesome.
haven't done there
Yeah,
yet.
couldn't suplex it though. That's a shame.
Well, Cinemora too.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, that was. I mean, I can't say any more than you guys have said about this game. It's really pretty. It's really well put together. There's some story in there if you like
It's got
reading.
a lot of talking animals swearing
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah,
There's a dolphin that is very foul mouthed,
yeah.
which is
Aren't they all?
that's true. It's
It's
true.
They're
true.
so talkative, little beeps and clicks. I don't like them.
I played Star Fox. I've had enough.
I did sort of play a third game this week. I loaded it up and generated a world. I played Sir, You Were Being Hunted.
Real quickly, Poke Chop Salad. I have to. The chat is on fire this week. He said,
Ooh.
"Would you say you can't say anymore?"
Oh,
I'm closing chat.
You have won the internet, sir.
Yep, good on you.
oh man.
Anyway,
Yes.
Sir, you're being hunted.
Looks really cool. Didn't play more than 5 minutes of it because I realized I had to pay all my bills and then go to work.
Oh.
So thanks.
Next time you should probably just
responsibility.
not do that.
I should
I
probably.
played
I
that game.
really shouldn't.
Yeah,
I played the
Yeah.
bill paying game this week.
yeah.
Yeah,
Haven't
it's
we
not
all?
really. It's not much of a game. It's more of a punishment.
Oh, the
So-
lives we live.
Yes. But that's all I played this week.
Knobs, what other games do you have? Knobs Part 2?
Okay, so anyway, so Halloween was this week,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
the poor kids running around in the rain. The only reason why I remembered that I played a couple games, is when my dog jumped on me, reminded me of the dog that was in a costume that was soaking wet, this little thing.
Oh,
But anyway, so as I'm sitting there waiting for trick-or-treaters, which of the 20 that showed up in 2 hours, I played a whole bunch of Lumines and tried playing some more. What's that other game? Kind of slow. Oh, Muramasa.
Oh, yeah.
So I started playing some more of that, and I got into a boss fight, and the dude just rolled me. I'm like, nah, I'm done.
Well,
I think
yeah.
I'm gonna go play some Lumines for a couple hours. And
Thanks for your time, Muramasa.
Yep.
so Lumines is back in the rotation now.
Oh, man.
Help me.
Help me, please.
Help. That's it.
Alright, I had played more of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, or Ace
Nice.
Attorney Apollo Justice. Who knows? The spine is really confusing. I remember why I stopped playing that game. Because it's really the worst in the whole
Oh.
series. The real problem with this game is Apollo isn't nearly as likable as Phoenix Wright is, which Phoenix is a great character and is a really likable dude. Even though he's kind of dumb, he
Mhm.
really it's very rare that he just stumbles accidentally into the solution for the trial. It's not like a bumbling sort of stupidity where it's like, oh, that guy's okay, yay, innocent. That's really the problem with Apollo Justice, is he's starting out in his defense career. He's a little too green, and everyone else is solving the cases for him, which isn't that fun when you're playing Apollo. That it almost invalidates what you're doing in the game.
So it's just training wheels the whole time?
Sort of, but I'm really honestly I got halfway through the case that I stopped playing when I played it the first time, and from everything I've been reading now that Phoenix Wright 5 is out, apparently this is easily the worst case in the entire game, which, yeah. So I'm just playing it with a FAQ at this point. I'm just going to blow through this so I can get to Phoenix Wright 5, which everyone is saying is really, really, really great. Sort of a return to form. So
nice.
Just kind of motoring my way through this, and hopefully the last case is good, is that's sort of the one I'm waiting for. But I have this case and another case to get through at that point. So
that's lame.
Played Rock Band 3.
Ooh.
I've had this hunger lately. I needed to play Rock Band. I do not understand why. So my girlfriend and I played probably about 2 hours of Rock Band the other day after work. And I have to say, it is easily the most confusing thing to move over your band and your characters from one console to another.
Oh, really?
We did not figure it out, and I think accidentally overwrote her entire save. You think you would take the save file from her console under the Rock Band 3 area that just says Rock Band 3 save file and has her gamertag under it.
Yeah.
Put that on a USB drive, put it over to my console, and just load the whole thing and say, this controller has this gamertag, this one has this one. No. And then we tried to copy stuff, and I think we accidentally overwrote, so we're just going to start another band and play through Career again.
Oh, no.
Yay! So, super weird, but hey, that game's still really good.
Yeah.
Well, now we know what'll be on what you've been playing for the next eon.
Yep, for the next 20 years. Ah, so good. Ah, man. I finished Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate.
Ooh.
I would
How was
like
it?
to remind everyone that it's $40. I finished that game at 80% of the things discovered in 7 hours even.
Oh,
that's
burn
ugly.
Burn it.
This is easily one of the most disappointing games I've played in a number of years.
Wow. Really glad I did not pick this up now.
It started off pretty promising. A Batman 2.5D Metroidvania? Great. That sounds okay. I would play that. They had a lot of... Well, yeah. For a little bit. They had a lot of really cool ideas about progression through the game. I really liked that you'd get the majority of the way through one area, and then there would be some sort of blockage in that region that you'd have to go back into another area and finish the majority of that area to get back to the previous area. Each area sort of interconnected with each other, which turned out to be really, really, really cool. And it sounds like it's a bit of like backtracking hell, but when you get to that stopping point, the next room over is an exit out to the main map. So it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
I ran into, if you want to talk about crashing problems on the console version, we can talk about nothing but progression bugs in the Vita game. And progression bugs as bad as Armature has been responding to emails and saying, yeah, we know about that one now. The only way to do it is to delete your save and start back over, and don't do that again.
Oh man, Metroid
That's not a
M,
fix.
the other M.
Yeah, I ran into one of them that I managed to sort of luck my way out of. And a lot of these progression bugs are do the thing that the game is telling you to do, and you'll get caught in a progression bug. So, or the biggest problem with this game, hands down, is the map.
Yeah. Oh.
How do you
can't
mess
have
up
a
on
bad
that in a
map.
Metroidvania game?
One of the biggest problems is, so if you look at a standard 2D Metroidvania game, you have your 2D plane where your character's on, and then the map is the same view.
Yeah.
The problem with this being a 2.5D game is the map isn't on that side view.
Uh-oh.
The map is top down, and they rotate it 90 degrees.
Oh.
So if you're heading right to left, on the map, you're heading north and south.
Okay. That's
so
dumb.
it makes it useless.
Yeah.
And there's no 3D map either. You know, like Metroid Prime had that really great 3D map.
That's what I was just thinking in my head was what the map should look like.
It should either make a standard 2D game and just make the Metroidvania map that everyone has because it works,
Yeah.
or make that cool spinning, zooming 3D map that something like Metroid Prime has.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest problems in the game is there's this famous the powers off water pump bug that people are running into, and the problem is you're heading north and south on the map, but you're heading east and west in the game, and
Crazy.
there are two places where you can sort of blow up the ceiling with the gel, and they're right next to each other, but not on the map. They're north and south on the map, but not even close to each other, and you wouldn't think to scan that area to get back to this other area because it looks like it wouldn't work on the map. So between that and some people aren't able to finish the game. I mean, some people their save files are getting corrupt after some boss battles.
Ugh.
So many problems. And I really felt pretty strongly about this game at the beginning when we were talking last week.
Yeah.
The boss battles were interesting. There's one boss battle against Deathstroke?
Yeah.
Or the other Death one. One of the two. That was really super.
Deadshot?
Maybe it was Deathshot. One of them. Death gun person.
Did he have a sniper rifle?
Yes.
That's Deadshot.
Okay. His boss battle was run, 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 don't get shot by the sniper rifle. Run, 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 don't get shot by his assault rifle. And then use the line gun, and you kick him, and he's down, and the boss battle's over. And I was like, uh-oh. Okay. Thanks for the
just
trophy,
sad.
I guess. The boss battle against Black Mask was one of the most infuriating boss battles in existence because it's stealth-based. Yay!
Yay!
That was horrific.
Sounds like it.
Deadshot's boss battle in Arkham Origins was I failed it 6 times in a row because I would get everyone in the room was down and I just had him left.
Mhm.
And then you do your little cake cowley dizzy thing.
Yeah.
Do the beat down, but you didn't have enough time to get away from cover, and the second he sees you, he caps the hostage.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And when the hostage dies, you automatic fail.
Amazing.
And you start the whole thing over.
So, the rest of the boss battles were short but dumb in kind of a harmless way. The Joker boss battle sucked, and I don't know how I beat him. I don't know. It seemed to be primarily luck based. Easily the worst boss battle I have played in. This is not hyperbole. In video games.
Wow.
Was the Penguin boss battle. It took me 3 hours to beat this boss.
Out of the 7 total playtime?
I don't even think it caught that because I kept failing.
Oh,
So I don't
man.
think that was part of the time.
That's brutal.
So this boss battle is another stealth boss battle on 3 floors in this area. And you run into these new types of enemies in a boss battle, which is always the most fun.
Yeah.
That seem to see across the entire area and
Awesome.
have these giant guns strapped to them that will kill you in 2 shots. Even though I had my armor upgraded almost to the max.
Wow.
Taking it to the limit.
I'm taking it. Redlining. There were so many. I even looked up a video walkthrough on YouTube, and I'm like, okay, I can do that. That's fine. 2 more hours to get to the point where where I could get lucky at the point where everything would sort of come together, that I would finally be able to beat the Penguin, which is the lamest boss ever. He didn't even
really
have a gun. Like, oh god, it's the worst. The most frustrating thing, and then the last boss battle of the game was just lame and almost impossible to beat for no real good reason.
Wow.
And then credits. And then it teased someone as being the overall villain over the entire game, and I don't know who that is.
It's always Ra's al Ghul.
Because I don't know Batman. So, great. Thanks for that. And then I figured, well, it gives you an option for New Game Plus. Let me see if I can play back through the game with all my upgrades. That would be pretty fun. Then I could get the rest of the costumes, because there's a bunch of cool costumes like New 52, Red Sun, 1 Million. You know, there's a couple of really neat looking costumes. No, New Game Plus wipes everything out.
What is the point of New Game? That's not a New Game Plus. That's a new game.
So the best part about it, and the only reason they put New Game Plus in, is you get different endings depending on which bosses you fought in what order. So since I killed the Penguin last, I get a little ending to my game that was specific for the Penguin, which is basically, yo, here's how he escaped from Blackgate. Thank you.
That's lame.
Do not play this game. I was so upset. I finished it and I was like, you know what? Nope, deleting it. Not even backing up my save to PlayStation Plus. Not doing any of this business. This has been a disaster. So I do not understand how you could mess up, from the people that made Metroid Prime, made this game and somehow messed up a Batman Metroidvania. It writes itself.
It really does.
I mean, that company, or those guys, know how to do it right.
You made Metroid Prime. That was it done right. Just do that again on the Vita. The Vita has to be more powerful than the GameCube.
I don't understand how they could make a game that shouldn't have worked one of the best gaming experiences I have ever had.
Yeah.
And then just to hear how they fumbled so hard in this.
And I mean, it looks really great on Vita too. And there are no hiccups. It runs great the entire time. It's just this bummer of an experience for a game that should have been really great. And it should have been, oh, you want to play a Metroidvania and you have a Vita or 3DS? Go play this thing. It's pretty good. But unfortunately, it's the opposite.
Well, I almost want to play it to experience how bad it is.
Please don't. And the problem is, it's so much money. $40 is not worth that experience. $20 maybe, but Guacamelee was longer. Go play Guacamelee. That's a fantastic Metroid.
That is a fantastic game.
Man. All right, let's keep moving on. So, I wanted to start Dragon's Crown back over. So I bought it for Vita. And I started playing through that again. Man, does that game look good on that screen. I feel like we keep saying that for virtually every game that comes out on Vita, but man, that's a sharp-looking game.
Every game looks good on that screen.
But I love that style, the Vanillaware style, that is really optimized for a screen that looks fantastic like that. And Dragon's Crown is a great game. You know, I've talked to a lot of Yang about it, especially the art style, which I'm never going to enjoy. I like the art style. I don't like the art content, to be more specific. The art style, of course, is Vanillaware, so it's beautiful. That's a really great game. That's a standard, action RPG beat 'em up, level up thing. But I like how it seems to really work in the Vita, because each level isn't super long, but there's enough stuff to do in it that replaying each level doesn't feel boring. because I've been replaying a bunch to get quests, level up, get loot, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It seems great. My girlfriend and I played the PS3 version back when it came out, and it never. I think it came out at the wrong time for the two of us, and it never really clicked.
Hmm.
But I'm enjoying sort of laying around the house and playing it on the Vita, and finishing a level and saving it, and then just turning the Vita off. You know,
Nice.
I don't have to get into this big to do to play Dragon's Crown. You know,
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the Dragon Crown's artwork, and yeah,
pretty bad, huh?
Yeah.
there's a lot of butts.
I think I respect what they were trying to go for. You know, I respect that they were trying to go for, you know, the classic, what's that guy's name who always did those great like fantasy movie posters and
Frank Frazetta?
yeah, like really going for a style like that, like really exaggerated, really like that genre of fantasy art, but
Yeah.
it just takes it one step too far, or doesn't make its homage blatant enough.
Yeah.
It's just.
Uh-oh.
What are you looking at now?
There's a lot of butts.
It's so bad. And what's
It's absurd.
and the worst part too is it's actually a really great game, and I think, as I've said before, I think it hurts it too much.
Yeah.
So. And the last game I played is started and finished episode 1 of The Wolf Among Us.
Oh, nice. I was trying to get to that this week, and it just did not happen.
It's only 2 hours. So
Oh, really?
Sat down and just kind of knocked it out in almost one sitting.
Sweet.
I really liked it. I really like the change in art style from The Walking Dead. I really, really like that they've somehow managed to capture what comic books look like,
yeah.
without making it look like Comic Zone, you know, like
Yeah.
or something.
Here's the panels.
Yeah, like they managed to capture that sort of chunky art style
Yeah.
without it being really aggressive cell shading. You know, it's sort of, it looks like a style instead of like, oh, they really did it up with cell shading, huh?
Yeah.
You know, like,
It looks like pop art.
my girlfriend said it kind of looks like pop art, which I agree with.
Yes.
It's interesting to compare this game to The Walking Dead, and I sort of don't want to pass too many judgments on it, because the first episode of Walking Dead was rough, and certainly not the most outstanding episode.
No, not at all.
So I sort of don't want to pass judgment too much on The Wolf Among Us, because it's the first 2 hours of 10 hours.
Yeah.
Just setting the stage.
Yeah, and really, I mean, what I do really like is there aren't a lot of characters in it. Because what I never liked about the Fables comic was, in the first couple issues, I only read like the first 2 or 3 issues, they kind of dumped a bunch of fantasy characters in and were just like, look how gritty they are, yeah, 90s. And it felt like...
Reality bites, man.
Yeah, like, exactly, like... And it's definitely a victim of its time for the comics. But what I really liked about this is it focused on just 5 characters at most, maybe 6 characters as the main setting, and it felt like it was treating the source material in kind of a different way than I think I was expecting. It treated the world like it was really happening, but without being too serious about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like they did a really great job of not explaining everything, because I feel like that would quickly be a problem. And it feels like a good noir film, where it's sort of it's simmering in each scene. You know, there's at the very end of it, the very last chapter, it's Bigby goes to a bar to question a bunch of people.
Okay.
And the people that are there really, really don't want him there, and are making it very clear with them either being silent to him or just non-verbally communicating with each other. And just most games would just sort of be like, go, 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 go. You know, someone's shooting, someone's, you know, diving over the table and hitting you. But I like that they give the scene enough time to kind of almost make you uncomfortable with like, oh my god, what's going on? Oh my god, someone's gonna attack me. Oh.
Yeah.
You know, I really respect them doing that, and just in a 2-hour game giving it enough breathing room to not make it seem like it's always every chapter you're getting into a fight.
Yeah.
Because it was starting to feel like that at the middle of the game. I really wish they would have given you more context at the beginning for the QuickTime events.
Mm-hmm. That was a little rough.
Yeah, the one of the first battle, I think it is. They don't explain to you. There's a circle here. There's your control the circle with your. I'm playing with the gamepad on the PC.
Oh, okay, got it.
You move the circle into the other circle and then pull one of the triggers.
See, that's
No
that's the thing. Like when it's mouse and keyboard, like that was completely intuitive. It's like, oh, I just have to put this here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was that. I think it's that disconnect when you put the controller in your hand for that. I think it sort of takes that intuitiveness away, which I'm sure is going to mess with console gamers.
Yeah, and I really liked the rest of it, because I really liked, like you had said, there's a much clearer indication of how far you are through a button, like a button mash. Very, very clear on that, and they use it at the end of Chapter 1 or Chapter 2 to great effect. There's one time that you can't win. And it's I really like how they played with that. Yeah. The rest of the controls are great. If anyone is like me and you're on Windows 8.1 with an NVIDIA card and you have not yet fired this game up, please upgrade to the very newest drivers, because if not, your NVIDIA card does not recognize this game. So it turns it into red-blue 3D mode.
Ooh, fun.
Which didn't know the game has, which is super cool.
That is super cool. I bet it looks awesome, too.
I did not want to play it like that because I don't really have those glasses.
Yeah.
And also didn't really want to play it in 3D. Once I updated my drivers, it was just like, oh, The Wolf Among Us. All right, here you go, 1080. And
great.
It runs great on PC. Had no hitches. Controller support is great right out of the box. Big picture support was great.
Yeah, it was.
And everything worked really great in a way that it seems like some of Telltale's previous games had not out of the gate. And I remember why I sort of didn't want to play this game as it was coming out, because I have to know what happens. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. I can't wait to finish it.
It was easy when I was playing The Walking Dead because, it ends on a cliffhanger? Great. Next time on, I'm just going to hit A, and I'm just going to play it.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to start playing The Walking Dead back through again.
Oh, okay.
I played it on XBLA, and I don't want to continue doing that because I want to play it on PC since it doesn't have any of them, a lot of these bugs. And I haven't played the DLC 400 Days? Whatever it's called.
I haven't gotten that one yet either.
Yeah, nope. So I want to play through all 5 of those again, try and replicate my decisions as close as possible as I can, play through 400 Days, and, as they've been teasing Season 2, and everything looks really great, sort of want to have my one very clean, backed up save, and then buy Season 2 on PC, and then play it that way. So, so I'll probably be doing that, but Wolf Among Us, really great. Art style is really great. I really like the pink and purple color palette they have going on for some of the menu stuff.
It's very nice.
A lot of really great touches. Amazing voice acting from no one recognizable, which is really great. Astounding music. I have no idea who did the music in this game, but it is. My girlfriend said yesterday, because she watched it the whole 2 hours while I was playing. that is really understated. You know, it's a lot like Mass Effect 1, you know, where it's just kind of in the background and it's kind of helping, but it's never the star of the show. So,
Yeah.
super
It's never
great.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't recommend Wolf Among Us enough so far. It seems really great. I'm buying it and I'm playing it because The Walking Dead was so great, and I feel like they can take a comic series that never really appealed to me and make it into something that I think appeals to me as much as The Walking Dead does. Because Walking Dead Season 1 was great. Everything after that I don't really care about. And I never really got into the comics because zombie comics, whatever. But I think if they keep this same level of quality up with whatever they're working on, then, you know, you got me for my $25 a season. More than happy to pay that.
Yep.
So that's all I've been playing, so let's take a break.
Right.
Cool. Let me go grab some water.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
I'm gonna keep sitting here eating my lunch. How's everyone doing in chat today? Poke Chop Salad says tired. Right there with you. I mentioned it at the top of the show, but for those of you that came in a little bit later, Mina and Musum and I are recording Pup right after this at about 4 o'clock Pacific. So if you want to watch some Pup, I'll be closing down the stream in between just so we have two different captures of it. But stick around for some RPG love chat. Dimebag says, "Great, how you doing, Boston?" Good. We get a week off of work around the holidays, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Poke Chop Salad said, "Has anyone else besides me played Frobisher Says?" I really want to, and I have it downloaded on my Vita, but I haven't had a chance to play it yet. It looks like a game I'd love since I liked the WarioWare games. I'm gonna go see if I can find a sweatshirt. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, come on. I've never been so tempted to hire a landscaper.
You know where it is, probably? Next to my desk over there.
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it then.
You're not gonna dig. You don't care that much.
Hi, Megan.
Love you too. Alrighty.
So, Megan, I said hi.
Nub says hi, Meg.
Hi!
Alrighty.
You know how weird all this sounds without any video?
Yum, 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 yum.
Do you mind if I clean out the closet?
No, that's fine.
It's like, it is a disaster.
Did I share show notes with you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey. Suggestion.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Suggestion. Okay, I'll shut up. I just don't want you to be cold.
Chat also says hi.
Hi, chat.
Okay.
Oh, you tired, bud? Yeah, you were running around like an ass all day.
Do I have show notes open? Yes.
So I have no idea what I want to play next.
You just pick something out at random. Throw your pile of shame down and whatever lands on top.
Yeah, I can do that.
P Flux in chat says Hawken. Where did the Hannah go?
I don't know, maybe what to make the water?
Maybe.
I thought the Crash Man thing was really funny. And then everyone just kind of went Mega Man on me. Oh, he must be literal. Ugh.
Oh, did you see People Can Fly got renamed?
No, what did they get rebranded as?
Epic something.
Oh, it's not good to be a subsidiary. Warner Brothers Montreal.
Shit.
Yeah.
Epic Games Poland. They are from Poland, so
Yeah, but
it's
still.
just sort of like. They are working on.
Epic Games Polak Edition.
They're working on Fortnite now instead of Epic. So
Oh.
good for them. Hopefully that
I
game
don't-
is good.
I just wish they'd make another Bullet Storm.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
I know. Everyone I know that's played that loved it, except for No Quarters.
Yeah, I think the problem is that nobody played it because they looked at it and went, it's probably Gears of War.
Oh man, that game was fun.
I think it had bad marketing. Or the
Yeah,
marketing
yeah,
that came out
dick
was
tits.
the wrong thing, like that.
It was right in our wheelhouse, though.
Yeah, But I think I think the people that really liked it took it tongue-in-cheek, like it was supposed to be. That was never supposed to be a serious or a seriously offensive game.
All
But
right.
it was seriously fun.
Heyo!
What up?
Knobs, for this Lords of Shadow collection, this TLA nightmare that's under there, it's Castlevania Lords of Shadow plus the 2 DLC packs for it,
Yeah.
plus the Mirror of Fate HD game, and the Lords of Shadow 2 demo.
The demo's only on the disc.
No, I think it's download 2 now? Or like next week or something? I don't think it's exclusive.
I got a question. Is this going to have a separate set of achievements?
I have no idea. Good question.
Because I might buy it. Because I would love to play that game again fresh.
Yeah. Maybe
Nice.
I should play through that again on the PC. And like play all the DLC side by side.
Oh,
I
man.
never
that
got through the DLC because it started off and it's like, you remember how to play this game, right? Good luck. It's like
The first one
what?
wasn't too bad. The second one was the hardest thing I've ever played.
Man, I'd love to play through that game again. Especially the PC version. 1080p, 60 frames. Looks great.
That's a good game, man.
Yeah.
That's a good game. All right, we ready?
Yup.
All right. Ready? Hannah?
Yes. Sorry.
It's okay.
Whew.
All right. All right. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We have releases. U.S. release for the week of November 4th, 2013. Can you believe it's November?
So close.
Ooh,
Oh.
it's not okay.
State of Decay for PC.
I thought that was already out, but
So did I.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Thought I read that a couple weeks ago.
No idea.
Call of Duty Ghost for the PlayStation 3, PS4, 360, PC, and Wii U. So that's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
sell a gajillion copies.
Probably.
Yeah, it's November.
Yep.
Castle Storm, which I initially looked at as Cattle Storm for the PlayStation Network.
It's a much different game. That game's actually pretty fun. I have that on PC. It's like a castle to castle versus game.
Nice.
Side scrolling. It's pretty fun.
I like Castle.
Yeah.
And speaking of castles, Castlevania Lords of Shadow Collection for the PS3 and 360 is $40. It also includes Castlevania Lords of Shadow plus the DLC and Mirror of Fate HD and the Lords of Shadow 2 demo.
Oh, all of this
Oh,
in
wow.
one tiny package
Oh,
for
for the
$40.
low price of $40.
It's a pretty great game.
Wow.
If you have not yet played it, you should probably go do that
Should totally do that.
$40 for Lords of Shadow and the DLC is worth it.
as a steal.
It's solid.
All right, let's move on to news stories. Speaking of a steal, November PlayStation Plus looks pretty great.
Yeah,
Let's
it does.
run down what we got. PS3 Ib and Ob, which looks like a cool, fun little co-op platformy thing.
Mhm.
Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, which, for the love of all things holy, please go download that game and play it. You have no excuse not to, except maybe hard drive size, but whatever.
Yeah.
And Binary Domain, which I hear is actually really good and tells a
Yeah.
really interesting story. Gameplay
Nice.
apparently is fine, but PlayStation Vita, Soul Sacrifice, which I heard is interesting. I'll give
Yeah.
that a shot. And Oddworld Stranger's Wrath HD. Seems like a
Yes.
pretty great place to play that on the Vita.
Yeah.
And for PS4, we get Contrast, which is this. I had no idea what this was until I looked up a trailer. We looked one up at work, and looks like a really cool like shadow platformer game. This
Okay.
is what we get free on PlayStation Plus for PS4 instead of Drive Club. So, and then we also
You
get
might have come out a winner there.
and we also get Resogun, which is pretty much the other downloadable game you want on PS4.
Yeah.
That's Housemarque's new side-scrolling shoot 'em up thingamahoozit with plenty of voxels. So, looks sick. Blizzard releases Blackthorn on PC for free. This is their crazy. This is crazy shotgun Super NES side-scrolling platformer. So,
Oh, I love this.
Go to Battle.net.
Jim Lee did the artwork for this game.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Ah.
It's very 90s, but not really in a bad way.
Yeah.
It's super
Oh,
90s
dude,
from what
well,
I've seen of
you're
it.
pretty much your Ned Danzig with the shotgun.
Yeah,
Glenn Danzig,
Whatever.
either any one of the Danzigs. Come
writing that down.
on. It's on. Just go to Battle.net and download it for free. No DRM, no hidden strings.
Nice.
Sony released this giant PlayStation 4 FAQ about what we can expect, how everything works, what we're going to do day one, and of course, made people very, very upset. There's a couple
Of course.
things that has not been widely promoted that is no longer in the PS4 that was in the PS3. The first and foremost was DLNA support. That's basically media streaming from other devices in your home. That's kind of a bummer.
That's a super bummer for me. My PS3 is my main media streaming device right now because the 360 sucks at it.
And for a lot of people, that the PS3 was the streaming support because you could install something tiny on your PC, stream everything to your PS3, and it worked. I mean, it was a little
PS3
clumsy,
media server.
but
It's great.
it worked, and it supported everything except for MKV, I think.
No, it's if you have the right piece of software on your PC, you can play anything.
There you go.
Yep.
It's awesome.
That's not on the PS4. So, sorry, everyone.
Super bummer.
No longer plays audio CDs or MP3s, which surprisingly, people are way more upset about than the DLNA support.
That's just weird. Like, I understand maybe not CDs. Like, I could totally see that. But, like, MP3s, isn't that like 2 lines of code?
Yeah, but I think I'm surprised a lot of people forgetting that those need licenses, both audio CDs and MP3s. Fraunhofer owns the MP3 codec, and you have to pay them to use the codec. So what a lot of people, I think, are forgetting is that you pay per device, not per, OS or user or whatever. So for a lot of people, that license might be $1 or $2, which people are probably, it's only $1. If you think $1 times however many millions of consoles they're putting out, if I'm sure there's someone at Sony that said, hey, look, 1% of people play audio CDs in their PS3. How about we save $5 million every year and cut that out?
Yeah.
And Sony said, look, if you want to play your music while you're playing games, you can sign up for the Sony Unlimited Music thing, which really isn't a great alternative, but it's pretty cheap per month with a PlayStation Plus subscription. Certainly not excusing it, but at least you have another avenue to do it. I think the MP3s is sort of a surprising thing. Audio CDs,
It's a weird thing.
Audio CDs, who cares? Come on. But MP3s...
Do you still do custom soundtrack every once in a while?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I haven't done it for a couple years now. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like games like Puzzle Arcade, where instead of just this weird ambient music that's putting me to sleep, usually always have something going on in the background that's nice.
I feel like a lot more people use the custom soundtrack feature, and it's become a lot more prominent than some of these, than like playing audio CDs.
Yes.
So.
Well, no, I mean, the first thing I did when I got my 360, I ripped like 4 albums to it, and that was...
Start loading it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the last
Come
game
on, I need Rage Against the Machine playing at some point.
I think
it just has to happen.
I think the last game I used a custom soundtrack for was SSX. I
okay.
loaded
that makes
up,
sense.
I loaded up a couple CDs with a bunch of MP3s and moved them over so I could have like the SSX 2 and 3 soundtrack on there and a bunch of other songs of those genres that I really liked. So, and that was pretty cool. So, but Microsoft, of course, in the great console wars of 2013, came out and said, "Oh, we do that though. You can play CDs and MP3s, and you can stream video to your device from a Windows 7 or 8 device and a Windows Phone 8."
That's sure. Give us a bone, and we're gonna run a mile with it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer. There's a lot of other stuff in that fact, but what's also great is the Sony president Shuhei Yoshida. he's very active on Twitter, and he's very, very honest. So a lot of people started coming up to him and be like, "Hey, dude, we can understand DLNA, we can understand the audio CDs. Could you do something about the MP3s? A lot of us really use that feature." And he said, "I'll go back to our teams and I'll talk about making it a priority for some future updates. We're not going to promise anything, but we'll take a look at it." So, you have his ear.
There was a great screen cap of a tweet on Reddit that I saw that was to him. That was I don't know if it's necessarily appropriate for this show, but maybe I'll cross post it in our subreddit. It was fairly funny.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how honest he is with PlayStation fans, and he seems to take a lot of the trolling with a grain of salt, which is great.
Yeah.
Next news story, and better news, Ubisoft kills the Uplay Passport program, starting with AC4. So this was Uplay's...
Oh, what about my Upoint?
No. This is... Uplay is still around, just not the Passport program. So this was their Project $10 thing. Get multiplayer by paying... Whatever. So it sounds like AC4 has a passport, but it's not used. It sounds like they canceled it after they were printing all that stuff. I want to read to you this amazing piece of marketing from Ubisoft. Quote, "The Uplay Passport program was initiated as a means of giving customers full access and support to online multiplayer and features, along with the exclusive content, bonuses, and rewards. However, games today are blurring the line between offline and online, between what is single-player and what is multiplayer. Based on that, and on the feedback we received from you, we recognize that Passport is no longer the best approach for ensuring that all our customers have the best possible experience with all facets of our game." End quote. So, and also what's funny is, like, blurring the lines between single-player and multiplayer, they're the company that has the end of their trailers always zooming out and being like, "Whoa, it's a multiplayer game! My mind is blown!" Come on, Ubisoft.
I wonder how long it took marketing to write that little blurb. What are we talking, a week, 2 weeks?
Probably a month.
Easily.
Yeah, it had to get vetted.
So, good on Ubisoft, good
It's
on EA.
legally binding at
Yeah.
this point.
I have to give both of these companies credit. I think we all understood why they did these $10 online pass programs. No one ever liked them. I think they only benefited people that got games new. Anyone that was getting older games and wanted it... Ubisoft was moving to the point where there were some single-player features that weren't available if you didn't have the passport, like stuff in AC4.
Yeah.
So that's where, when we're blurring the line between single-player and multiplayer... That's kind of blurring a lot of stuff there and kind of BS.
Yeah.
So, good on them for removing it. Next news story, another heaping helping of BS. South Park Stick of Truth delayed again. Again.
God, I just want to play this game.
Yeah, you can probably on March 4th, 2014, maybe?
Wait, they missed all of 2013 now?
Yeah. The game that was supposed to be out in March 2013 is now going to come out in March 2014.
I thought it was supposed to be November 2012 was one of the original release date.
Who even knows at this point? Obsidian. So via the Ubisoft blog, a quote from the South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone, quote, "We always wanted the game to feel like you're actually in an episode of South Park. Getting the game up to the crappy standards of the show has been a real challenge, and we're excited to say it's taking longer than we thought." End quote. So,
awesome.
At least they still have a sense of humor about it.
Yes.
And the great part is at least they're not giving up on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and maybe they can put it on next-gen platforms too. I don't want to delay it. Let's not make that happen. But maybe just...
You know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be we're all wound up right now. When the game comes out, it'll probably be really fun.
It's an Obsidian game. It's right in our wheelhouse, all three of us. And it seems like from the gameplay stuff they just released, along with the delay story, it seems like it's really fun and it's really it knows the humor.
Yeah.
So. Next news story here. Tiger Woods and EA Sports split. They've decided to end their 16-year partnership between the two companies. Daryl Holt, the vice president and general manager for golf for EA Sports, which Daryl Holt says, quote,
I couldn't help myself.
he says, quote, EA Sports and Tiger Woods have also made a mutual decision to end our partnership, which includes Tiger's named PGA Tour golf game. Moving forward, we'll continue to work with the PGA Tour exclusively to create groundbreaking golfing titles, and our partnership remains strong. It's nice to know that they're not stopping golf games.
Remember, that title was PGA Tour Golf before Tiger.
Yeah. And the rumor has been that Tiger is shopping his name around to other companies to make a golf game there.
Oh, Tiger Woods links.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man,
that'd be hot.
Microsoft, you got your chance again. What I think is really interesting is I'm very curious to see how sales of the first game that doesn't really have Tiger's name on it does. Because, over the last couple of years, Tiger's name is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and PGA Tour and Masters has been getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Because I'd be very interested to see if the next 1 or 2 years do really well, how quickly they pull the Madden name off of their title to save that money.
I don't know.
Because if it's NFL,
Madden's been pretty synonymous with football.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of married to that one until the inevitable.
and I'm curious to see how long it would take someone, the standard gamer, to transition away from going to GameStop and saying, "Hey, can I get the new Madden? It's about that time of year." To them saying, "Oh, now it's just NFL Football 13," and people are like, "Whatever, just give me the new football game. I don't care.
Just give me football."
I know there's a college one and I know there's a pro one. Whichever one is out right now, I will take that one. And in 3 months, I'll be back for the next one."
Well, technically, there isn't a college one anymore.
Well, whoops. So now there's only one football game you really have to
Just give
worry
me the
about.
football game. Come on.
There's only one company that makes one football game. Just give me that. So,
I don't know. I'll pick up the first Tigerless PGA Tour game.
they showed a screenshot of the next gen one, the PS4 and Xbox One version. Looks really great. Looks really super. So,
Now, hopefully, they can figure out they can load up the entire course, so I don't have to wait for a loading screen in between holes.
that would be really nice. I'm not asking for a lot here.
But then they'll make you walk to the next hole.
You know what? It's so bad in GTA. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Hop in your golf cart and go.
TVG PSA here. You can play single-player games while you download the PS4 Day 1 patch. So, good on that, I guess.
At least you got that
A
going
little
for
bit
you.
of news for you. And the last news story here. To make knobs feel way better, Batman Arkham Origins patch coming this week to fix most of the bugs, including the bug where continue doesn't show up on the main menu, or where save games get corrupt, or where Batman falls through the world infinitely,
Ooh, I had that one.
or
Nice.
where it keeps crashing.
Yep.
Apparently will not fix all of the crashing bugs, unfortunately.
Just a majority.
Just
Nope.
most of them.
Nope, don't care. I'm done.
Yeah.
It's shelved.
I don't
I had enough.
I don't blame you.
Enough.
I think I'm Batmaned out.
Yeah. A lot of Batman.
Yeah.
Well, so are they. Stop playing Batman games. Oh my god.
I didn't even realize they weren't sitting next to me.
All right, well, that's all our news stories, and you have some dogs to take care of, so let's take a break.
Right.
Sweet.
Oi!
You can make it there, Hannah?
Oh, I might, man. Dude, I didn't realize getting up so early was so terrible.
Hour change killing you?
It's not even the hour change. It was like a kid was up at 6:45 and like running around the house by 7.
Oh, yeah.
And, it was fun. He's an awesome kid, but it's just like, all right, let's run around. Let's play hide and seek for like 3 hours.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like 3 days.
No, for like 3 hours. But it was like, it wasn't like hide and seek. It was like, oh, look, Joey's behind the chair.
Oh, yeah.
It was like,
Did we read an email last week from Jeff asking about why they call puzzle games? I feel like we didn't.
no,
that doesn't
I
ring
would
a
have
bell.
remembered that.
Okay.
That sounds like a sweet discussion.
That'll be
though.
our first one.
Sweet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I touch your paw?
I don't like it.
What's that look for, huh? Luigi.
All right, you guys ready to knock out this last segment here?
Well, as ready as I'm gonna be.
For those of you in chat, invite you, as always, to start getting your questions in the chat, and we will answer them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk about tweets.
Tweets.
The other Jay-Z asks, I've been playing the bejesus out of Hearthstone since I got in the beta. Boston, you mentioned it. Is it still grabbing you guys, or... I haven't played too much since they did the beta wipe. I went back in, I went back through the tutorials and bought all my card packs again.
Nice.
And I haven't really gotten back into it. I need to at some point. I was playing too much space-based DF9.
Space.
Yeah.
Space.
Space.
Sean, aka Toxic Joker, has 4 questions for us here.
right.
Hey guys, love the show. Thank you.
Yo.
First question, does Project Spark spark your interest? If so, what draws you to it? I'm curious about it. I feel like any of those, like, let's build a world, let's build things sandbox type of games are either really, really interesting and grab everyone's attention, or they just kind of fall flat for who knows what reasons. I think it will be an interesting show of not only the new Kinect, but Xbox One and Smart Glass. I think if it works, it could be a really interesting thing where a couple people can build something together and play in that thing that they built pretty easily.
Yeah.
But if not, then it just turns into not something nobody plays. Turns into game room.
Yeah.
I don't have that urge to build anything like that anymore.
Yeah, I really don't.
Like,
either.
even now, like, even most RTS games, like, oh, I gotta go through this whole rigmarole again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, get the harvesters going. And,
Works.
I
though.
think-
oh, I need silos now.
I could see it having a lot of potential. It just depends on who gets their hands on it and who really, like, if the community's really good, it'll do really well. If the community is not really good, then you're going to have a problem because you're going to have either no content or worse, a glut of terrible content.
Yeah, that's true. His next part is, what is your most anticipated game for next year? He says, personally, it's South Park, assuming it finally comes out in March. For me, right now, I think primarily because I don't know a lot about it, and I'm sort of keeping myself in the dark about it, is Lords of Shadow 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really looking forward to seeing if lightning can strike twice.
I'm irrationally excited about that game. I'm doing everything I can to keep my expectations in check,
Yeah.
because I've let myself down several times before, where I've already made that awesome game in my head and nothing, like Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Like, I already knew where I wanted that character to go, and it just didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead Space 3 was, I'm not gonna say more of the same, but
Yeah.
I just wish that ending would have been a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should finish that someday.
I really, really, really want to play Watch Dogs, and for me, it's all
yeah.
about the settings. It's
Yeah.
all about the fact that it's in Chicago, and I'm gonna be like, I know it's on that corner. They got it wrong.
I can go there.
I really want to see what madness Titanfall has to bring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Titanfall's one of those games. I know everyone's excited for it, and normally that would turn me off to it. But every time I see those giant robots, I'm like,
Like,
I need
cool.
it. I want to play that.
I would love if there was mod support in that game, that all of a sudden someone drops in like Big O or Voltron into
Yeah.
the mix of it.
Yeah.
That would be sweet.
I'm really excited for Metal Gear Solid 5. Just because I want to
Yeah.
see how dumb that story continues to be.
Yeah.
And Toxic Joker in chat says Sunset Overdrive is his other one. I'm really excited for that game because
I forgot about that one.
I feel like that could... I think Naughty Dog's making that, right? Or is it...
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that could be one of those fun games that unfortunately nobody plays,
Hmm.
but it's always sort of like, oh man, you need to play Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah.
Something like that. His third question here: is there ever a time you get burnt out on games? What do you guys do to unwind at the end of the day besides game? I get burnt out on games seemingly every week.
Yeah, I felt that way. Like I felt that way after I finished Arkham Origins. Like, what do I? Like we were talking about in the break. What do I do next? And I have no ambition to play anything else right now. So usually I just either jump into comics.
Usually I read. I have so many books in my Kindle library that at any time, usually it swings between, I'm always reading comics because I only read a couple series. So every Wednesday I'm laying in bed with my iPad.
Yeah.
But
I
usually
wonder how much damage it's doing to our eyes
I do not want to know.
because it is so bright.
They only
even
hurt
on the
like half of
lowest-
the day, so I feel I'm okay. But usually it swings between either I'm gaming a lot or I'm reading a lot with a little bit of the other one. So
Yeah.
Are you having trouble? Now, I just total sidebar here. Have you noticed the more things you're reading, the more fatigued you are?
with
Like-
books, yeah.
Even with me with comic books, like I find myself dozing off in the middle of an issue. I'm like, it's like 3 in the afternoon. What is happening?
Yeah.
Maybe you should read better comic books. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I do occasionally get burnt out on games, and I do like one of three things. I either like practically stop gaming, which has only happened like 2 or 3 times, where I'm just like, I need to be done for like a couple weeks
Yeah.
with like really like getting into a game and like playing it. I will just just watch TV. I'll watch almost anything. Like me and my fiance have a bunch of shows every week that we're like, oh, we got to watch this because it's new finally, and
Yeah.
or I will go sort of the opposite and like binge on games I know I love.
Yeah.
To just sort of remind myself, it's like, hey, you should go play Mega Man 2 because man, that game's sweet.
It's sort of like a palate cleanser.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Like
just
Yeah,
Symphony of
reminds-
the Night.
You know what? Maybe I just need to play Rez again and be inspired.
There you go.
yeah. There you go. That's how you do it, man.
His fourth question here: what does next gen mean to you? He says, to me it means better graphics and tech, fresh IPs, innovating ideas. For me it means, I know there's such a kerfuffle right now about like, I can't believe this game isn't in 1080p, it's in 720p. To me, what next gen means for consoles is smooth frame rate.
Yeah.
I honestly don't even care if it's locked 30. I want it locked. If it's 60, I want it locked 60. If you're 720p at 60 frames, great. Because that's
Awesome.
to me, that looks a lot better than 1080p at 20 to 30 maybe. Like that's when I continue to have problems.
Yeah.
So how about you, Hannah?
To me, next gen is sort of like, oh, cool, I'm gonna get a new console in like a year. I've never been a day one guy as
Yeah.
far as hardware. It's not in my nature. I like to, if I get something new, I want to play with it, and I want to play with it a lot. Like a new system, I will always pick up like 3 or 4 games with it.
Yeah.
And like my baseline rule is there have to be at least 5 games I really, really want to play on a system before I buy it.
That's a good rule.
Yeah.
And that I created that rule because I got the Wii on launch day.
Whoops.
Yeah, that was a huge. I've made a huge mistake.
Yeah.
It was a good system. It was a fun system when I got it, and then like 6 months after it was covered in a layer of dust, it wasn't anymore.
Yeah.
And then I finally picked up the 360 and the PS3. Probably. God, I got my 360 the year after it came out. I don't think I got a PS3 until like 3 or 4 years ago. That took a while because they didn't have a whole lot, and I'm super happy that I did because all the PlayStation Plus stuff that happens now.
Yeah.
But really, like, next gen to me isn't necessarily graphics. It's not necessarily. It's almost like a new generation of game makers, sort of winding up to throw their chance at the new consoles. Because a lot of times, and right now it's especially true because you see Sony embracing all these indie developers. I think this console cycle we're gonna see a lot of upheaval as far as like the major players in development,
Yep.
and you were gonna see a lot of indie companies get purchased by major publishers.
Well, look at
Uh,
PS4 at E3, where a good 15 minutes of their show was, look at all of these indie games and
Yeah.
more.
And I think another thing we're going to see is more major companies, and I hope we see this it's sort of a mixed bag, launch like indie branches of
Oh, right.
their major publishing arm, like basically like an imprint for them.
That's actually really interesting because, a lot of these companies are losing so much of their top talented staff because they're like, look, I don't want to make Uncharted 4 or I don't want to make another Kinect game. I'm going to go and I'm going to go make an indie game. Three of us are going to leave and we're just going to pump out a bunch of games and then put them on consoles.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting. Try and save some of these people from getting burnt out like this.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, like, yeah, new graphics and new hardware really is the biggest thing for me. It just means we're going to have new, interesting toys to play with and new interesting peripherals to get our hands on.
Yep.
It's more about that than it is about graphics or about sequels or about anything.
New OSs to confound us.
Exactly. And like it's really if you look at the past like 13 years, like look at the original Xbox. That wasn't even an OS, that was a menu.
Yeah. That was one menu.
Same with the PS2. It was the single menu. You put the disc in, maybe you play a CD. There wasn't a lot there, and then you come around to the PS3 and the 360. These are operating systems now.
Yep.
These are fully featured pieces of software.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing, with Sony at least, they're shying away from some of that more operating system style functionality.
Yeah.
With the lack of DLNA and the MP3 and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which I understand why people are upset about the MP3 thing. It's sort of a weird exclusion.
Yeah.
I'm really like not happy. Like that means I'm gonna have to keep my PS3 around, or I'm gonna have to go out and buy like a Boxy or a Roku or home cook up an XBMC box out of some spare parts.
It's a weird omission.
It really is, and I don't know if there's some licensing with the DLNA stuff or what.
I'm hoping it's one of those things, since both consoles seem like they're coming out just a touch incomplete. I'm hoping that in a couple of firmware updates, they'll be like, no, DLNA support, yay!
And I'm almost 100% sure that they will do that. I just it's kind of like, this is why we don't buy it at launch, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be they're just refocusing their focus on games.
That could be that, absolutely.
Sure, yeah, they don't want to be
instead
the
of right, they don't want to be the conqueror of the entertainment center.
Well, look at how everyone's been reacting to Microsoft. Their first Xbox One commercial was about sports and TV. If Sony is coming and saying, well, we're all about games again. Remember when we were about games, guys? Remember how awesome that was? And everyone was like, yeah, okay, I like that. And then they come out and then, it's all very interesting. And I like console wars in a very strange way.
Yeah, they're sort of weird. They're not really wars. They're more schoolyard fights.
Yeah, that's a little more appropriate, yeah.
It's going to meet at the playground.
Knobs, what about you?
I'm excited for the wild card companies. Like the company that comes out that just has that weird game that you never thought you'd see.
Like that new IP where you're like, why hasn't anyone been doing this? Like Borderlands.
Why hasn't anybody thought of this before?
Yeah.
And I'm real excited to have the end of the sequel again, that we've kind of fallen into this rut.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that worked. Let's just make another one of those.
Yeah,
It seems like a reset to the whole industry. That
more
than
does seem to
welcome at this
happen.
point.
Yeah, because there was a rumor this weekend about Naughty Dog possibly making Uncharted 4, and everyone's like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's like, well, You okay? I feel you.
I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, like, look at right now. How many of us have played God of War Ascension?
No,
I haven't touched
that's
it.
not going to
See?
happen.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just done with a lot of these titles, and
Well, Microsoft even came out last week and said, after Gears 3, Gears sort of ran its course. And
Yep.
because someone had said, hey, are you going to make another Gears? And they're like, no. Unless
Yeah.
it's radically different and something that's totally different from what those games were at the end of whatever the fourth Gears game was called. I don't even remember.
Judgment.
Judgment.
Yeah.
They were like, even Judgment.
That was a glorified expansion.
Yeah, like nobody. It just after Gears 3, just tie it up, put a bow on it. We're done. HD remake of the trilogy for
But
Xbox
yeah,
One, whatever.
But you know what? Again, I'm just excited to get that new piece of hardware.
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
too. That's what I'm really.
What it boils down to, it's a new controller.
Yep.
Even though it's they're very close to the old ones, but it's just something about having something different in your hands.
One of my favorite things is getting the box and just opening that giant flap on the box and just seeing this thing sitting in the
Yeah.
box all wrapped up, and I'm like, yay!
Oh, it's like Christmas.
It really is, and it's just. I don't know what it is about, like, opening that box and seeing, like, all right, here's a power brick, here's a console, oh, look at this controller, oh, there's a registration card, oh, my, like...
Actually, fun fact, the PS4 will not have a power brick.
That's true. I found that
Yeah.
out from the fact.
Yeah, I was actually really excited about that. I'm like, sweet, they're sticking with that. Awesome.
Yeah. So that's one of the other things I'm excited about, just, like, plugging into my TV and being like, oh, that's what the boot menu looks like. Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, I'm just excited to go through all the features and see what's in it day one.
Poke around all the settings.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just it's just that weird itch. Like it always usually happened at a holiday or a birthday where you never really had that opportunity. It's just we're recapturing that as adults.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next tweet here from Deus Ex Silicum. Hey TVGP crew, quick question. How long do you think the Pokemon series will last after the recent release of X and Y? As long as humanly possible.
Yep.
For as long as Nintendo wills it to.
Yeah, for as long as there are children in the world and Nintendo says, you know what, we need a lot more money. We're missing
Yeah.
a couple $1 billion. How about we put out a Pokemon game?
Yeah,
So-
there's no end in sight for that series. It comes out, like, I don't want to say it comes out infrequently, but like the main stakeholder games, when they come out, it's still a big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it seems like every 3 or 4 years, like
Yeah.
the two mainline games come out, and everyone's like, "Oh, I could play a Pokemon again." Yeah, all right.
That's one of the few things Nintendo seems to have timed very well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Every time they release or announce it, it's about time for one of those.
Yeah, I could be down for another Pokemon.
Yeah.
Alright.
They do it really well with Pokemon, and they're okay with Mario. They cannot get that timing down on Zelda.
Nope. Yeah, guess when the new Zelda launches? When the Xbox One comes out. Good job,
Are you
guys.
serious?
Yeah, the 21st through 22nd. Good job, guys.
Well done, Nintendo. Oh, it just shows how little they care
And
about the rest of the industry.
Unfortunately, Media Molecule's next game, Tearaway for the Vita, comes out the same day as the Xbox One.
God, I forgot about
Which-
that.
Whoops.
I'll probably be buying that instead of the Xbox One.
Oh, Tearaway looks really good.
Yeah, it does. Buy Vitas.
Yeah, I think to me, when a new Pokemon game comes out, I feel like it's one of those things where I'm not like, ugh, of course. It's not like, oh, November, I guess Call of Duty's coming out, right, guys? All right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's another Battlefield. Okay. It's like, I'm semi-interested in X and Y. Like, I'm not going to play it because I don't have the time, but maybe the next one I'll pick up and be like, yeah, maybe it's time for another Pokemon. So, but I'm not sick of them. It's not sick of hearing about them, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, it's always something exciting.
Adderblack asks, hey guys, what's the worst bug-corrupted game save you've had? Only my Batman Origins game save corrupted, wiping my 12 hours of play.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
I had, I think I had, in like freshman year of college, I had one of those memory cards for the PS1 Remember those ones where it's like, flick this switch and it's like a whole new
Yeah.
memory card? It's like 8 memory
Yeah.
cards in one.
I have that one, and surprisingly, the one I have still works.
Weird, because it didn't work
Yeah.
back then. I had one of those, and if you didn't have the switch in exactly the right spot, it didn't really load the memory cards right, and it kept wiping them. So I kept losing all this progress in RPGs. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go spend the money on another one of these memory cards.
Yeah.
And just call it a day.
Oh man, Crackdown was annoying.
Oh, yeah.
When that corrupted, I had to start over from scratch. But you know what? After I started playing it, I didn't mind.
Yeah. I've had two that were really heartbreaking. My Castle Crashers save on 360 fragged itself.
Ooh.
After I literally sat down with an FAQ and like unlocked all the weapons and everything.
Oh, jeez.
It was like 2 months later. I think I don't know what had happened. Like I uninstalled it and like reinstalled it, and like the save data in that game's tied really strangely to the actual game.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, like one of those early XBLA games where they're just like, we'll put
Yeah.
the save data here. That won't be. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
And just my shenanigans with the autosave function in KOTOR.
Yeah.
Just brutal. I've screwed like every other save game glitch I've had has been totally my fault. Because I have a very bad habit of going, I wonder if I can poke around in the save game.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
The answer to that question is no.
Actually, most of the time the answer to that question is yes, but don't put that number there. Yeah.
Next question here, Toxic Joker sends in another last minute one. What difficulty do you play games? Do you play easy, fly through, or play on the default? Usually I play on default unless I'm having a little bit of problems, and then I just put it down to the easiest if I'm curious about the story.
Yeah, same here. I will if it's a game that's notorious for its difficulty, I'll try it on normal first,
Yeah.
and if I get frustrated, I'll drop it down lower. But most games, I make it through fine on normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually almost default on everything just because that's the experience that they expect me to have with the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence normal.
Question from chat here from Poke Chop Salad. Do you think that Batman is going the way of being overused? Would a different Batman, he says in parentheses beyond, make it a better than just a different time in his life? I feel like Origins was maybe too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Too soon. You know, maybe if they would have put Origins as either like a next-gen launch game or something in the first year of the launch, it's like, alright, I can play the same Batman game again, but, you know, it looks super pretty. Or
Yeah.
it has this crazy stuff in it. You know, but putting out another one, I get where they were going with it, but...
Batman has just saturated a lot of like. So you had the Dark Knight movies come out, and that made him like he became huge again.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you have Arkham. Arkham Asylum was a sleeper hit when it came out. It wasn't like this big deal. It was like an unknown developer.
Well, it was
and,
someone
like,
making a Batman game, and everyone's like, yeah, this thing's gonna suck.
Yeah,
all the
Up
preview-
until that point was every Batman game has just been terrible.
Like most of
Yeah.
the Star Wars games, where it's like, oh, look at another
Yeah.
Star Wars game, great. You know, and I remember a lot of the previews for Arkham Asylum was like, hey guys, this game is actually really good. Ignore that it's a
Yeah.
Batman game. It's really, really fun.
Yeah, and I really like. I felt like it jumped the shark with the last game. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is a good game, but like these Riddler challenges are out of control.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm sort of at a point where like it's one of those things where everything I see is like, ooh, Batman, 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 Batman. Everyone's obsessed
Yeah.
with Batman, and I have that hipster gene that just activates and goes, shun, avoid it,
Yeah.
get rid of it.
Well, yeah, I felt the same way, especially about Arkham City. Like, it seemed like every idea they had, they put in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, everyone, wow, screw it. Throw it through there, jump over this way, go over the pit of sharks. Why not? Throw it in there.
And not in a fun way like Saints Row 4, where it's like,
Yeah.
you picked up your first 100 shards, you have 1,100 left. And it's like, ha, what?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
And I feel too, he brings up a good point about Batman Beyond. I honestly think for video games, I think if you, for this formula that they have, if they stray to some other Batman universe, I think it's just gonna flop. Because they'd be like, wait, that's not Batman. I feel like it's the same thing.
With the exception of if they do a cel-shaded style game of Batman in like the that neon gothic style they did for Batman the Animated Series, I would play
Oh,
that.
yeah. But I feel like if you...
Like a Metroidvania style with that
Oh, that'd be great.
and well done
But you
would be
couldn't...
amazing.
I don't think you can make an open world game that looks like that.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing that they kind of did with Spider-Man for years.
Mm-hmm.
They found the formula that works with Spider-Man in the Dreamcast, the PlayStation version of that game. Hey, that worked. Then they opened it up to, I think it was Web of Shadows was the first open world one.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, that kind of works, but we can do it better. And then I think, was it Beanox?
Yeah.
Shattered Dimensions.
I think they knocked out of the park with Shattered Dimensions
Yep.
because you just didn't have one Parker to play with, and plus you had Miguel in there as 2099.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how much...
I could see people be like, "Well, who is this dude?"
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. Like, how many people are gonna be like, "Wait, why is this section in black and white?
Yeah,
This is dumb." So I think at some point, like with these Batman games, either you make these games that aren't going to sell millions because it's some Batman Beyond, it's some Batman Incorporated, it's a JLA game, who knows? Something outside of the normal The Batman. And I think if they make another Batman game, I'm worried that they're sort of painting themselves in a corner with they just keep having to make this game.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I think they're really painted themselves into a corner by Arkham Asylum being such a revered title that there's no way that they can make another Batman game any other way than that.
Well, and also like Batman is so limited. Where else are you going to put Batman? Blackgate, Arkham, and the city.
Yeah.
He has nowhere else to go.
They've never really gone anywhere else other than the small confines of what they made Gotham City and Arkham City and Origins.
Yeah.
From what I understand, that's Gotham.
Pretty
but there's
much.
still like this weird city skyline off in the distance.
Yeah.
That's Metropolis.
That's the other Gotham.
Yeah.
It's Gotham Light. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's where the sun shines.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to emails here. I got an email from Jeff saying, why do you guys think they call games like Luminous, Bejeweled, and Tetris puzzle games? I always thought that was a weird genre to put those types of games into, since those types of games heavily rely on twitch reflexes and fast thinking, which is hardly what a puzzle is. A puzzle to me is something you need to think about and need to solve at your own pace, something that you don't get to do in Luminous.
That is a really good point.
I think it's one of those things where it's like, what should we call this game? I don't know. Puzzle game? Like when Tetris came out. It's like, what do you want to call this? I don't know. It's like a puzzle? Yeah, it works.
I mean, the Tetris style game is like its own style, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not just you're under like I don't know what time limit, but there's a finite a bit of game depending on how good you are.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it's more of a skill game than anything else.
It's a really good question. I don't really have a good answer for that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a rough one. I think maybe
we'll call it skill cubes.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because the traditional idea of like a puzzle is just the pieces out on a board, and this just it's sort of the same idea, but you're getting the pieces one by one, and they're sort of being thrown at you.
Yeah.
I can understand why they call them puzzle games, but I can totally see that it's not it's not the best fit. I just don't think we have a better word for it right now.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you consider a game like Myst, even though it's a point-and-click adventure, like essentially the world is the puzzle?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I feel like that's sort of blurring the lines between, almost all point-and-click adventure games are puzzle games.
Yeah.
Right. You have to play those at your own pace.
Yeah. Well, and they're usually the main focus of them are these puzzles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, technically all games are puzzles, aren't they?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Good point. Second follow-up question: what are some good puzzle games you found on mobile devices, like the ones I mentioned above, that are exclusive to mobile? I've been looking for some good ones, but all I've been able to find is Rise of the Blobs and a few others. Android preferably, but any would be fine. I've been wanting a new Magical Drop clone personally. The port for Android sucks.
Ooh, what's that?
I have a really good one. I'm a big
Cube.
fan. Cubes?
Sorry. Cube.
No,
Okay.
It's that one where you're flicking the cube around and you got like
Edge.
it's like Edge. Yeah, it's like Marble
Yeah.
Madness.
Yeah,
with the
Edge is
cube.
really
Edge
good.
is phenomenal. I'm a very big fan of Dungeon Raid.
Mm.
That's a really good one. It's sort of it's not a match 3. It's like you line up a bunch of these pieces. It's got like the same grid system, but like let's say there's like 5 or 6 skulls in a row. You have to draw a line through them, and that eliminates them. But you have to.
1 million was really good.
1 million's excellent.
The first Puzzle Quest 1 and 2 are good.
Yeah.
Puzzle Quest 1 is more if you like to be treated terribly.
Yeah. Boy, I feel like we're missing a really obvious one.
Hold on. I'm sure my Humble Bundle account will
If
clue
you
me
want
in.
something a little different, you can try The Room.
Oh, yeah.
kind of low-key click and drag puzzle game.
Yeah, and that's a very much work at your own pace, figure it out for yourself.
Poke Shop
Excellent-
Salad said that in
excellent
chat.
game.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah, well done. sir.
God, I feel like there's something. I don't think any of us have played Candy Crush.
No.
There's nothing. There's nothing really there.
I
Android.
put a recommendation in there for Game Dev Story. Not really a puzzle game, but you should play it.
Yeah, it's good
I
stuff.
apologize for destroying your life.
Oh man, that ate up so much of our time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had sleepless nights with that game.
Yeah. Man, that was a good game.
Osmos is really good. I
Oh
was a fan
yeah.
of that one. It's a little intensive on the old processor, but it's fun. Let's see. Yeah, no, that's surprising. I guess you could call Super Hexagon a puzzle game, but it's more of a Twitch game anyway.
Yeah, that one's pretty.
But still
intense.
super fun.
Yeah.
And
I found
Oh,
What
hey,
is
there's a whole
this game?
myriad of them on Pogo. Is that site still around?
probably.
yeah. What was Stealth Inc? I think it's still called Stealth Bastard on Android though.
Yeah.
I would consider that a puzzle game because that's really what it is. It's not about it's not really it's a puzzle platformer, but it's an excellent one.
All right. Well, let's keep moving on. If you guys think of any more, we'll bring them up as we go.
Indeed.
Steve writes in. He says he's Deller from Oregon. He says, Dear Boston, longtime fan of TVGP and Puck. Thank you. The announcement of Final Fantasy VI coming to Android has gotten me interested in playing an RPG or SRPG on my phone. The obvious choices are Final Fantasy IV and V, but I'm unfamiliar with those titles. Your Job Fiesta stories have me leaning towards Final Fantasy V. On consoles, I've mainly played Square RPGs and SRPGs, but I've also enjoyed others such as Wild Arms 3 and Stella Deus Gate of Eternity. What's your recommendation for a good RPG or SRPG on Android? While I appreciate a good soundtrack, I will likely play this with the sound turned off. You can't really go wrong with Final Fantasy IV or V. Both are really
Yeah, you
good
really
in kind
can't.
of different ways.
Yeah.
I feel like you've played a couple RPGs on Android, Hannah. Do you have any good ones to recommend him?
I really liked Gurk and Gurk 2. They're these little top-down 8-bit RPGs. They're very simple and straightforward, but they're a lot of fun.
How do you spell this?
GURK.
Okay.
And outside of that, I haven't played a ton of RPGs on Android myself.
There's one RPG series that came out for iOS that's on like the 4th or 5th game now, and I'm trying to remember what they are, and they're fairly standard 16-bit top-down. Did any of the Zeboyd games come out on Android?
Oh yeah, the Penny Arcade ones did.
Yeah.
Those are excellent, and
Zenonia.
I think
Thank you, Poke Chop Salad. Zenonia
Yes.
is apparently really good.
The Z-Boyd games are all great. I don't know if he ever got around to putting Breath of Death or Cthulhu Saves the World out there, but I know the Penny Arcade RPGs are on there, and those are
Yeah.
really good.
Those would be good
All right,
choices.
all right.
Yeah.
Without the guise of me sounding like an idiot, what exactly is Cthulhu?
Cthulhu is the spaghetti monster.
Isn't it the?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah.
How would that save the world?
I think that's part of the joke.
Yeah,
Just like the first Breath of Death game is Breath of Death 7.
yeah.
You know, like so that's sort of the joke.
All right, all right.
Um,
And now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
yeah, I feel like there aren't a ton of really great RPGs on phones.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
For Deller, I've forwarded this on to the Pup email address, so we'll talk about it on Pup after this, and I think my two other hosts may have more experience on this since it's an RPG show. Next email here from Late Elf says, "Greetings, wondrous gentlemen." Oh, you.
Thanks.
I was listening to you guys talk about the scariest game moments for you, and it brought back memories of playing Goonies 2 for the NES when I was 8. I had the habit of clocking weekend-long runs on River City Ransom at the time, so after beating on Slick yet again, sometimes I'd put something else in to cleanse the palate. One time I made the mistake of using Goonies 2. Not only was the game unforgiving, but seeing Ma Fratelli's googly eyes shifting back and forth with her ventriloquist doll mouth yammering set against a black screen while playing in the dark scared the crap out of me.
Sounds
Needless
like
to say, I didn't rent that one again. Speaking of 8-bit, I just recently received Spelunky, and I love how it captures the 8-bit feel. The graphics are simple but excellent, the challenge is ever present, and the music just feels like it belongs in a cartridge. It's like Solomon's Key if it were both playable and made in the current era. That's a really good deep cut. Solomon's Key was really great back in the day.
it was.
I encourage anybody that enjoys Spelunky to go play the original version. Someone ported it to HTML5, and you can play it. It has the original pixel art and the original music, which I kind of like the original look of it a little bit better than the current one.
That's understandable.
Even though the current one's really clean, I just love really solid, good pixel art.
Yeah.
And Late Elf wraps up emails here saying, and for knobs, don't forget that this week's the Give Me That Old Shooter Because I Don't Like Modern Ones Thursday Night Game Night, our monthly UT2K4. No Battlefield here, and the last time this was Modern Combat War Games was out in theaters. See you Thursday. Zing.
Nice.
Hey, I like what I like.
Dave, a.k.a. RoboPig, writes in. He says, "Hello, governors. Hoping to hear Boston's best Brit accent as he reads this. Thought I would send a few unrelated lightning round questions. Number 1,
Sweet.
Top Gun or Iron Eagle? Movies, not games. Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Top
yeah.
Gun. That's not even a
Unanimous.
question.
Skee ball throwing, straight shot or bank shot? Straight. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Don't be a
Straight.
cheater.
I don't know, guys.
Oh.
If you're going for that 100, you got to bank shot it.
Cheater.
No, you
Yeah.
don't. It's a skill shot. You go from the outside across.
Yeah.
It's like picking up a 7 or 10 pin.
Yeah.
I can't do that either.
Give yourself a lane. Give yourself some room.
Question number 3, Robotron or Berserk? Robotron.
No. Berserk.
Yeah, I have to go with
Berserk
that.
over Robotron?
Yeah. Atari?
What is happening in this world? Question number 4. Best Laserdisc game? Before you say none. His options are Dragon's Lair or Cliffhanger. Cliffhanger because I hate Dragon's Lair.
I gotta go with Dragon's Lair. I'm sorry. Because I remember playing that game a lot at the IX Center.
I have to go with Dragon's Lair because it's the only one I've played out of the two.
Question number 5. Three Stooges or Abbott and Costello? Three Stooges for me.
Yeah.
Stooges.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stooges can't beat them.
Question number 6. Breaking Bad or The Walking Dead? I've only seen The Walking Dead, so there you go.
Oh. Yeah, it's gotta be Breaking Bad.
You can blame that one on my
That's-
zombie burnout.
There you go.
You hipster.
And
I do.
last lightning round question: Blade Runner or The Matrix?
Oh God,
Let-
Sophie's choice.
Let's only count the first Matrix.
All right. Are we counting the director's cut of Blade Runner?
I think it's up to you. I'm gonna go with The Matrix.
I had to say, you know what? They both were. Oh man,
They're both really great. But my
Yeah.
gut says I like The Matrix.
I'm sorry. I got to go with Blade Runner. Rucker Hauer is the man.
I can respect that.
I'm gonna
Nobody
go.
loses in this choice.
I'm gonna go with The Matrix because it was good the first time around. I saw the original cut of Blade Runner and I was like, I fell asleep.
Yeah.
And then I saw the director's cut. I was like, oh, this is a good movie.
Oh. And he says, and an actual question: the Extra Life for Kids event was this weekend. If you could, if you were going to play one game for the full 24 hours, what game would you pick? I would love to see how far I could get through Borderlands 2 in 24 hours.
Ooh.
Man, if I only had to pick one game, I would almost want it to be like a JRPG I haven't played before. But I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Borderlands is a good choice for that to see how
It is
far
a
you
really
can
good
get.
choice.
It would be really great with 3 other people. Just seeing
Oh.
how long in the 24 hours it would take for you to punch someone else in the face.
Oh man, that loot chest would get violent.
Yeah, it would. Oh God, if I had to play one game for 24 hours straight.
Toxic Joker in chat says World of Warcraft, maybe? I'd be curious to see how
I've
long...
done that though. That's not a
24
challenge.
But I'm curious how long 24 exact hours would get you in World of Warcraft now.
That would be actually an interesting experiment.
Yeah,
But like, just the idea of playing 24 hours straight of World of Warcraft.
that sounds
again
really
is-
rough.
Well, it's like putting a warm blanket on. It's like, ooh, I know what that feels like. Unfortunately,
We were talking at work. We run a 24-hour marathon every year for this. We raise a lot of money, and we were talking about having a separate room for like pro mode, where basically
Okay.
like every hour they turn up the heat a little bit and turn the lights down a little bit to see who can make it the whole 24 hours.
What is this, Brainasium?
Yeah,
So
right.
good. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would have a trouble playing just one game for the entire time. Like, I would sort of want to make it like tapas. Be like,
Yeah.
all right, this game is a bunch of BS. I'm done
Yeah.
with this thing. Let's go on to something else.
Yeah.
I want to say Fallout New Vegas.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because that could be just I would want to play. It wouldn't be for me. Like it's not all for me.
Yeah.
I would want it to be something really entertaining. I would say that, and like the 5 minutes I've played of it, Sir, You Are Being Hunted would be excellent for it because it's randomly generated and it's robots trying to hunt you down. What's not fun about
Man.
that?
You know, I should play 24 hours straight of FTL one year and just watch a man descend into madness.
Either that or like I could see me going absolutely insane over Splunky.
Yeah.
Or Terraria would be fun too, just to watch somebody build a bunch of random, like take requests and like build
would be
random
interesting.
stuff for people. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Terraria, I actually got a response from someone associated with them. Apparently, the final build for the Vita is in Sony's hands. It'll be out in a few weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, I
That could be
bugged them on
interesting.
Twitter long enough that they responded to me.
Yeah. That would be interesting to play with the touchscreen.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. And I think that's all we have for questions this week. Yep. So if you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. You can email us at tvgpfans@gmail.com. Tweet us at tvgp. And don't forget our subreddit, E1M1.
Yep.
And don't forget to join the forums. Please mark yourselves on the map. Join us for Monday Night Game Night. That's 10 p.m. EST, Left 4 Dead 2. And Thursday Night Game Night, apparently it's a good old favorite of UT2K4. That also starts at 10 p.m. EST. Join the Steam group. It'll give you a notification if you're signed in.
Yep. And don't forget this, the current TVGP Game Club game is KOTOR, and it's fantastic, and I'm going to try and finish it this week, because I'll actually have time.
Yay!
But yeah, we've got a nice discussion going about, mechanics and story over on the forums, so you should definitely join those.
And don't forget you can watch this dumb show live, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. If you can't catch it live, it's archived there and on our YouTube channel. And don't forget, In Six Chunks from the community has been recording and live streaming a whole bunch of Monday night stuff, and I think some Thursday night stuff too. You can find him on YouTube and on Twitch at In6CHUNX. And we'll see you all next week.
Laters.
Peace.
Ready?
I'm just zoning out. I'm reading titles in chat.
Yeah, I'm writing down one more title. All right, I've got 3.
Oh my god.
Crazy puppies.
I've got a whole list, so...
All right, I've got 3 titles.
All right.
More like Zomzy, right, ladies?
Yeah, I got that one.
Hit the R2-D2 button, thanks to Toxic Joker, and Talking Animals Swearing Everywhere, thanks to Toxic Joker.
Nice.
That's all I got.
All right. Let me see. I assume you have nothing, Nubs?
Nothing?
Yeah.
I know nothing.
All right.
You know what? I would have to throw in any Jackie Gleason shows back then. It was my favorite.
Yeah.
I would watch anything with Jackie Gleason in it over the Stooges.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So we started off with Butts Cast. Way too many butts. All sorts of butts. My nemesis wasn't there.
All sorts of
More
butts.
like Zomzy, right, ladies? Out of the gate hot. Intense, like that. Crash Man. There's a bouts.
Crash Man.
Give or take 2 million. Batman is kind of a D. The longest night ever of all time. Why don't you talk to Commissioner Gordon? Drug vats and gun cases. The spine is really confusing. I've had this hunger. I would like to remind everyone this is $40. He didn't even have a gun. Do not play this game. This has been a disaster. That was all during Blackgate, by the way.
It's such a disaster.
Vanillaware style. Talked a lot of Yang. Get into this big to-do. Really aggressive cell shading. Look at how gritty they are. Thingamahoozit. Ned Danzig. It's legally binding at this point. The Inevitable. Gotham Light. And I Like What I Like.
I'm writing down really aggressive cell shading.
I'm a big fan of that
I really
one.
like that. Like, I'm
That is
imagining
excellent.
cell shading that's going around and punching people.
Yeah.
Do you even lift, bro?
I just I'm picturing like Okami with just it just reaches out with that paintbrush, just bitch slaps you.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 315 for November 4th, 2013. Really aggressive cell shading.
Soft. Oh, I messed it up.
Do you want to try again? I can just put it in there later.
Okay. Oh, do you want me to do it right now?
Sure. You're on the
Right
spot.
now? I lost it.
Go up.
Soft edges. What?
There we go.
Only 2 colors.
All right. You guys can stop recording. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching us on the live stream. In half an hour, I will be back for more fun with picking up the Pixels RPG Love episode 28. So, 2.5 years in. We'll see you in 30 minutes. My voice will be destroyed.
Yeah.
I can't believe 215 episodes, and it's the first time I've drawn a blank.
315 even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. See you in a half an hour. Peace.